Well, I really enjoyed listening to all the introductions last night
Oh, wow.
in the Adams, just all of you talking and how much you love the theater and the festival, and I just kind of wanted to hear how it began. Like, how did you decide to do this, or how did you decide there was a need?
Well, there was definitely a need. I was new to Cedar City when I came here, and I very quickly discovered that there was a really deep-seated affection for Shakespeare because of their genealogy, because of their Welsh and Irish and Scottish backgrounds, those earliest settlers. And so that they had kind of passed on a love for Shakespeare. And I thought, okay, that's a nice thing. I love Shakespeare myself. That's a nice mix. And then I found that the community had just closed their mines out west of town here. They'd closed the iron mines because of Japanese steel. Japanese steel was so cheap. Why fabricate it in the United States when you can buy it cheaper from Japan?
Mm-hmm.
And that just devastated this little community. The miners, 700 of them, had to take their families and move out, and that was a devastating thing to a community of this size. And so this became a kind of a potential. I presented to them a potential economic factor for them, something to bring people off of the highway. It wasn't a freeway then.
Mm-hmm.
But to bring people here, spend a night or two, probably help the economy.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the genesis, the thought behind doing this. So that was how it started.
Wow, did you ever picture how big it would become, or?
I didn't think it would get. I didn't think we'd have all of the stuff that we have now. I never in my wildest dreams thought we'd ever qualify for or receive a Tony Award. That was, that didn't happen in towns the size of Cedar. That happens in Chicago and Detroit and San Francisco. But you don't find things like that happening in Cedar City.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise far, far beyond anything we could have ever dreamed.
Wow. Well, that's exciting for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm happy for your success. You talked about how you directed The Taming of the Shrew way in the beginning.
I did.
And then you're doing it again now.
Yes.
Is there a particular thing that you connect with the script, or some reason you're fond of it and doing it again?
I think it's a natural for us because it's a very popular Shakespeare play. It's a well-known Shakespeare play, and it lends itself to so many kinds of interpretations. I wanted it to be a love story, and so that's where I focused this one. When I directed it before, 54 years ago, I didn't see it as a love story. I saw it as a wonderful challenge, a battle between the sexes. But I think it's more than that. And I think over the last 54 years, I've grown to appreciate that facet in it. And so I had fun bringing more of that out, more romance in it, more of a love story.
How did it change things at all that Brian and Melinda are an actual couple? Did that, I don't know, affect how?
Yes, because they brought a lot of their own sensitivity to it. They brought a lot of their mutual respect for one another. That flavored it. Couldn't help but flavor it, and I think it made it stronger. I really do. I think it made it a stronger play.
Well, great. Do you have a favorite Shakespeare play? Is Taming your favorite?
No.
Or what's your favorite?
I love Shrew, and I've loved doing it, and I've enjoyed the experiences that I've had with it. But I think my favorite Shakespeare still is the first one I ever saw, which I think that's for most people. I think people say the play that finally convinced them, oh, this is this, and mine was A Midsummer Night's Dream. I saw that when I was 5 years old, and I've never forgotten it.
Well, that's so fitting that that's where you got awards for, was
Yes.
Midsummer.
Yeah.
I bet that felt wonderful.
It was fun.
Do you have a favorite non-Shakespeare play that you just, if you hear it, it's going on,
Hundreds.
you just really want to see?
I'd go anywhere to see a really good Death of a Salesman,
Really?
or a good Our Town. I love Our Town. I think it has such marvelous resonances to it. Those two plays always stand out in my mind. Cyrano de Bergerac, again, is a play that I'm a romantic. And so a play like Cyrano just really speaks to me.
Do you go around the country and visit many other
I see theater
festivals?
all over the country.
Like Shakespeare festivals? Do you attend any of those?
I do. I do the one in Oregon. I do the one in Ontario. I usually do the one in Alabama. And I do the one in Boulder, Colorado. I go occasionally to one or two of them in California. So I see a lot of Shakespeare, and I see a lot of others. We do London theater
Yeah.
quite often, so we see a lot of London theater, and we see the Royal Shakespeare a lot, and then occasional trips into New York.
Yeah. That makes me jealous. You go everywhere.
Well, that's when you get my age. That's about the only. That's my hobby.
Living the dream.
Some guys, they retire and they go play golf. I go to the theater.
Oh, that's wonderful. I was going to ask you about the Adams Theater.
Okay.
It's exciting with the Beverley Taylor Sorenson Center going up.
It
but
is
it's-
big,
It's
yeah.
also bittersweet.
It is.
And so how do you feel about the transition, and how do you feel about the future and letting go of pieces of the past? Seems like it would be kind of sad.
Letting go of Adams is going to be difficult. I have no question about that. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to give it up. But at the same time, I constantly have to remind myself that what we're getting in its place is so well designed. It's so perfect for our audience, and so much more safe and comfortable for our guests and for our artists. So the payoff is huge. The sadness of losing that theater is going to be there. It's going to be there, but the excitement of the new theater is going to, I think, overweigh that.
So what pieces or aspects of the Adams are you going to take to the new theater?
It has exactly the same seating, exactly the same size, exactly the same performance space, the stage, the entrances, the exits, the ramps, everything is just exactly the same as it has been in the Adams. So the intimacy that the audience has fallen in love with is still there. The open air is still there. The breeze coming through, totally open wall, totally open ceiling. The audience is still going to have those beautiful, beautiful southern Utah starlit nights, and they'll love that. They'll have that breeze from the canyon still. So it's got those things. It'll even have crickets.
Yeah.
So it has most of everything that the Adams has, but it also has it with elevators, sufficient restrooms, easy access for the impaired. It just has so many pluses on top of what it retains.
That's wonderful to hear that it will feel so much the same.
Oh yes.
I came here when I was a high school student for the first time and just fell in love that first year and just feeling what it's like to be on that stage.
Yeah.
I almost just feel like high school students from all around would just want to come and say goodbye to the
Experience it.
stage.
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
A lot of them are doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I certainly appreciate the festival and falling in love with Shakespeare, and
Oh, I'm glad.
I thank you for that.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Let's see what else. Do you have anything that you just want to talk about?
Just tell every one of your followers that they ought to get down here and see the shows. They're good. All 6 of the shows are wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm delighted. South Pacific is just magnificent. And we've never done a Rodgers and Hammerstein, so
Oh,
that's
wow.
kind of exciting for us to tackle the American giant. And South Pacific is beautifully done. Amadeus is a theater piece that is just, oh, it just resonates acting students to see that forte. It's brilliant and beautifully mounted. So that's again is a real plus. Charlie's Aunt is a delight. It's just one of those deliciously stupid, dumb, wonderful comedies that you don't get often a chance to see, and so it's worth the trip down. And then of course King Lear. What can you say? Lear is just magnificent. It's just totally magnificent.
Yeah. Is there something that you specifically hope that people can feel or take from the festival? Like a wish you have for patrons when they come?
I always hope that people will come away from it and say, I had no idea that I'd enjoy Shakespeare this much. You know, and when that happens, and it happens a lot, people come and they said, well, we want to see the musical, and we're going to go see the modern comedy, but we just are scared to death to go to the Shakespeare. And then they come up to me and say, we did the Shrew last night, or we did Lear last night, and it was just amazing. We loved every minute, understood every bit of it. And when they do that, I think, yes, we've made them, we've changed someone, and that's important.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what do you take away from the festival when you go home at the end of the day? What do you feel from it?
every day it's the same. Old friends that come back year after year after year. It is so fun to see and visit with them, meet them, see them again, catch up on what they've done, and every year I meet new people, and I start to get relationships. Say, oh my heavens, you're so and so's daughter, or you're so and so's granddaughter, and so it's kind of like one just great big prolonged family reunion. I love it.
Well, that's great. Can I ask you a question just from me?
Mm-hmm.
Not a theater question.
Okay.
How are you so happy and upbeat all the time? You just beam happiness to me, and I admire it. Do you have?
Oh, I haven't thought of myself as being happy.
What do you? I don't know. Is there something that you do or think about that?
My father, very wisely, when I, as a very young kid, told him that I decided I wanted to direct plays for a living. And my father very wisely said, just remember, hell is working 8 hours a day at something you don't love. And I have spent 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, for 54 years doing what I absolutely love. And I think that's, if it's changed me in any way, that's what it's done. I cannot wait to get into work in the morning.
That's amazing.
So,
Well, you're just a ray of light to anyone
thank
who
you.
sees you.
Very,
You
very
really
nice.
are.
Thank you.